president, I intend to pursue a tough, smart, and principled national security strategy, one that recognizes that we have interests beyond Baghdad. I will focus this strategy on 5 goals essential to making America safer: ending the war in Iraq responsibly, finishing the fight against al-Qaeda and the Taliban, securing all nuclear weapons and materials from terrorists and rogue states, achieving true energy security, and rebuilding our alliances to meet the challenges of the 21st century. For weeks now, Senator McCain has argued that the gains of the surge mean that I should change my commitment to end the war. But this argument misconstrues what is necessary to succeed in Iraq and stubbornly ignores the facts of the broader strategic picture that we face. That is why I strongly stand by my plan to end this war. George Bush and John McCain don't have a strategy for success in Iraq. They have a strategy for staying in Iraq. They say we couldn't leave when violence was up, and they now say that we can't leave when violence is down. And they label any timetable to redeploy our troops surrender, even though we would be turning Iraq over to a sovereign Iraqi government, not to a terrorist enemy. And at some point, a judgment must be made. Iraq is not going to be a perfect place, and we do not have unlimited resources to try to make it one. We are not going to kill every al-Qaeda sympathizer, eliminate every trace of Iranian influence, or stand up a flawless democracy before we leave. General Petraeus and Ambassador Crocker acknowledged this to me when they testified last April. That's why the accusation of surrender is a false rhetoric used to justify a failed policy. In fact, true success in Iraq, victory in Iraq, will not take place in a surrender ceremony where an enemy lays down their arms. True success will take place when we leave Iraq to a government that is taking responsibility for its future, a government that prevents sectarian conflict and ensures that the al-Qaeda threat, which has been beaten back by our troops, does not reemerge. That is an achievable goal if we pursue a comprehensive plan to press the Iraqis to stand up. Now, to achieve that success, I will give our military a new mission on my first day in office: ending this war. Let me be clear. We must be as careful getting out of Iraq as we were careless getting in. We can safely redeploy our combat brigades at a pace that would remove them in 16 months. And yes, we will make tactical adjustments as we implement this strategy. That is what any responsible commander-in-chief must do. As I have consistently said, I will consult with commanders on the ground and the Iraqi government, and we will make it clear that the United States seeks no permanent bases in Iraq. That is the future that Iraqis want. This is the future that the American people want, and that is what our common interests demand. So let's be clear. Senator McCain would have our troops continue to fight tour after tour of duty, and our taxpayers keep spending $10 billion a month indefinitely. I want Iraqis to take responsibility for their own future and to reach the political accommodation necessary for long-term stability. That is victory. That is success. That is what is best for Iraq. That is what is best for America. And that's why I will end this war as president.
You know, over the last year, Senator Obama and I were part of a great debate about the war in Iraq. Both of us agreed that the Bush administration had pursued a failed policy there, and we had to change course. Where Senator Obama and I disagreed fundamentally was what course we should take. I called for a comprehensive new strategy, a surge of troops and counterinsurgency to win the war. Senator Obama disagreed. He opposed the surge, predicted it would increase sectarian violence, and called for our troops to retreat as quickly as possible. Today we know he was wrong. The surge has succeeded, and because And because of its success, the next president will inherit a situation in Iraq in which America's enemies are on the run and our soldiers are beginning to come home. Senator Obama is departing soon on a trip abroad that will include a fact-finding mission to Iraq and Afghanistan. And I note that he's speaking today about his plans for Iraq and Afghanistan before he's even left, before he has talked to General Petraeus, before he has seen the progress in Iraq, and before he has set foot in Afghanistan for the first time. In my experience, and I've traveled a lot around the world, usually at your expense, in my experience, fact-finding missions usually work best the other way around. First, you assess the facts on the ground, then you present a new strategy. Senator Obama will tell you we can't win in Afghanistan without losing in Iraq. In fact, he has it exactly backwards. It is precisely the success of the surge in Iraq that shows us the way to succeed in Afghanistan. With the right strategy and the right forces, we can succeed in both Iraq and Afghanistan, and they are not disconnected. Success breeds success. Failure breeds failure. I know how to win wars. I know how to win wars. If I'm elected president, I'll turn around the war in Afghanistan, just as we have turned around the war in Iraq with a comprehensive strategy for victory. I know how to do that. Senator Obama has spoken in public about taking unilateral military action in Pakistan. In trying to sound tough, he's made it harder for the people whose support we most need to provide it. I won't bluster, and I won't make idle threats. But understand this, when I am commander-in-chief, there will be nowhere the terrorists can run and nowhere they can hide.